Brilliance, nigga. Pay attention.
It's your boy, Yo Got It.
Mr. Street Banger.
Hey guys, what's up? This is another video here by R2KOOOOLMI. This is a video again for THEHOBBIES1000. Again, I said in the other video, check out his channel, subscribe to him. He wanted to know why do shock oils and diff oils have different weights, and what do those weights do in different locations or track conditions or terrain and stuff like that. So basically I'm gonna pull out my stuff here. Sorry if the video is shaking a little bit. I'm trying to get my stuff out. Alright, so this has my diff oils. This one has my shock oils. So first of all, we'll start off with shock oils. Shock oils have many different weights. They come in solid weights, as in 30, 35, and 40. These are the ones that I use. And they also come in, like, you can get them like 37.5 or 27.5, and you can get them in halves or wholes. Basically what shock oils do is they make it so when you fill up your shock with oil, there's what is called some sort of a damper, or there's a piston inside of there, and that piston has a top on it with some very small holes. Now, the less holes you have in that cap that's on the piston, the less holes that you have, the slower your shocks are going to compress, the harder they're going to be. The more holes, the softer it's going to be, the faster it's going to compress. And with a heavier shock oil, say we're going to go like this, we're going to say 30 and 40, we're going to compare them. Now, when I tip this over, watch how fast this moves. See how fast it moves? It almost looks like there's just water in there, doesn't it? It almost looks like there's water, doesn't it? See how fast it's moving? So, and now let's take a look at 40. You can see how slow 40 moves. You can see how it's a lot thicker. I mean, you can see how slow it moves inside of there. Sorry guys, I'm out of focus here. So you can kind of see how slow there it moves. It's a lot thicker. So yeah, that's basically the difference, is the weight difference. So here's 35. This is kind of like this would be like a mix of 30 and 40. You get 35. It's somewhat liquidy, yet it's a little heavier. Now, if I were to prefer a shock oil company, I would go with Losi. Losi gives you these nice bottles. They're very nice. They're certified. They're lab tested, certified for accuracy and consistent time after time. So basically, they last long. You know, they're very nice oils. If Losi wasn't here, I would definitely go with Team Factory. Again, they have a very nice bottle here. They even have a nice little thing on the side that says how much you got left or how much you're using. They also have a very nice cap on the top for pouring stuff out. This used to be 35 weight, but I used it all up. Now it just holds old shock oil in it. And that's basically what different shock oils do. Now, it's not just your shock oil, it could also be your shock. With my shocks, I'm gonna unscrew you guys here from my tripod. Sorry about that. Just trying to lift you guys up. So, like with my shocks, you can see that they are threaded. Basically, the higher you go, the softer the shock. As you see here, I'm gonna set this down here and kind of face. See, as you see, it is somewhat light to move. Now, if I were to take this and spin this all the way down, it would become very tight and hard to move up and down. That also has to do with shock oil too. If I were to put 90 weight shock oil on this would move very slowly. It would compress slowly and decompress very slow. Would be harder to move around. So there's basically there's actually 4 factors in springs. It could be a spring, could be how tight your springs are. You got your shock oil weights, and you have your piston, the cap inside the piston with holes in it. So, like I said, the lighter the spring, the higher the higher this is, your adjustments, the more holes in your piston, and the lighter the shock oil, you will have smoother, faster, very light. But you don't want to go too light, depending on how heavy your kit is. Like mine, basically when I set this down on the table, these shocks kind of go up a little bit. They kind of go up like this. They raise just a little bit because how much weight's putting on them. So, yeah. So that's basically it with shock oil. Now we're gonna move on to diff oils here. Let me wrap up my shock oils here in their nice little bundles of rubber bands. Put these away here. Alright. So there you go. They're just sitting there like that. Okay, now to diff oils. Diff oils, I guess, are a little bit more complicated. Here you see I have a 5,000 weight, I have 10,000 weight, I have 7,000, and I have 2,000. Now diff oil is a little bit more complicated. Basically, it goes like this. As you see, as I'm spinning this, you can see how I'm spinning. Actually, if you were to how do I explain this? Alright, so basically what diff oils do is when you're going around a corner like this, one tire is obviously spinning faster than the other. So as you can see here, when I'm spinning this tire is spinning. The harder the diff oil, which like we're gonna go with 10,000, that's the heaviest that I have. I mean, you can see how slow that bubble moves up there, and we'll go with say 5,000. You can kind of see how slow that bubble moves. So it is a little bit faster and slower depending on what oils you get. Again, I would go with Team Lowe's. They are kind of expensive, just these little bottles here, like $7 a piece, depending on where you get them. But again, if I had to, Team Factory Associated would go is pretty good. As you see, this would be 2,000 weight. You can just kind of see how fast that travels there. And this would be 10,000, so this would be 5 times the weight difference. You can see how slow that is moving there. And here is 7,000. You can kind of see that's moving a little bit faster. And then 5,000 is definitely faster than 10,000. So yeah, that's basically the difference in diff oils. It's basically that when you're going around a corner, the harder to the diff oil, the more traction you have. Basically, if you put 100,000 weight diff oil in a differential, which would be absolutely freaking insane, you would basically have no slip at all. This thing they would always be spinning at the same all the time. They would never do that. So I'm gonna kind of show you an example here. Sorry, taking off the tripod. Kind of watch this. I'm gonna try to get this all in focus here. We'll do it over here. Okay. We're gonna come over here. So basically what happens is when I lift this car off the ground, as you see, that tire over there is spinning, even though that I'm spinning the tire over here. Now, to compare diff oils, yeah, to prop the tires up somehow, so in this case I'm just using a tape measure. You need to hold, sorry guys, I'm trying to get a good camera angle. You need to basically hold one tire, so I'm going to hold this tire and then spin this. Now, the freer it moves, the lighter the oil. The harder it moves, so say if I was turning it like this and it was very hard to turn, it would be heavier oil. But as you see here, if I just turn it like this and I hold the drive shaft, this would be a light oil. This is a very light oil. Now if I were to do this in the backs, for say, this is a little heavier oil. Or no, when I'm spinning it like this, as you see, the faster I spin this tire over here, that tire goes almost the same speed. When I spin this front tire, as fast as I can go, that tire over there is trying to keep up, but it's actually going a little bit slower. So again, you just want to spin them the opposite way. This is also a good way to tell. You spin them both the opposite way, then you can check. You can go to the back side. Again, spin them the opposite way. As you see, when I spin these, when I spin the rear ones, you see how they keep spinning? That is a very light oil. Now, when I do this in the front, as you see, they stop sooner. It is a heavier oil, and it's not letting it spin as fast. Basically, you want heavy oil in the front because you want your turning. When you're turning, the heavier the oil, the harder it's going to lock up. It's going to keep these tires spinning forward at the same speed. You want lighter oil. You want light but heavy oil in the back because you want your traction back here. When your tires are spinning basically like this, you don't want lots of spin. You want it to just catch right away and take off. So that's basically what that does there. So that is how diff oils and shock oils work. So again, thanks for commenting. Peace out. Take it easy, guys, and I will see you guys later.